All right, what's going on, Legionnaires? Welcome to another episode of the Legion of Comic Correction, where we talk all
sad
things
one.
comic books.
Another.
It is. So we're coming up on Spider-Man No Way Home, which we are super, super excited about. And don't forget, Logan's pointing at the table because we've written it there, because I was going to forget right there.
You were already going to forget. I just saw it in your eyes.
You saw it. I was ready to go. He pointed.
I could see it in your eyes.
I don't want to see that in my eyes. Like and subscribe, please. Make sure to hit that bell so you can get all the notifications about all our latest episodes. Also, down in the description, there are a bunch of links down there. Click all of them. They all go to really cool places, including Patreon, where you can become a supporter and get all kinds of extra content, including the Podcast of Nothing, behind-the-scenes artwork.
Podcast of Nothing, where we talk about everything and nothing.
Usually it's just a comedy.
That's right.
Comedy podcast.
Yeah, if you want to hear us talk about stupid stuff, go there.
What's funny about that song, real quick?
If you want to hear us talk about stupid stuff, just listen here. If you want to hear us talk about more stupid stuff,
go listen there. Yeah.
Pretty much.
What about that song?
That song, the circus song? Yeah, that's called Entrance of the Gladiators. That was supposed to be a battle song.
That is
legitimately
not my
the
theme
dude
song
was
if I chose
extremely pissed that the circus just took it over.
I will tell you, that is the song I listen to every day I go to the gym. So I get ready. Let's go lift some weights.
At the best gym ever.
At the best gym ever. Anyway, like and subscribe. Check out Patreon. Also, check out our store on our website. You can get some really cool merch. Logan's wearing some merch. Hats, sweaters. Harry's wearing some merch. Drop it in the owl.
I can hear that.
Check out that store. Check out that website. Don't forget to tell your friends that we're everywhere, including YouTube and all of the podcast websites you can ever dream of.
We're like the Santa Claus of podcasts.
That's right.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
All right, so we have Spider-Man No Way Home coming out. No, not
No,
that
No
one.
Way
That's
Home.
He
said No
I don't
Way
like
Home.
Spider-Man.
Oh, stop it.
My man.
Don't encourage this. We have that coming out, which we are, regardless
I'm just
of
kidding.
the
I'm
fart
excited.
sound,
We are. That one I'm
excited
excited
for.
for. I'm
This is
excited
the most
about
hyped
that
up
one.
Spider-Man I've ever heard
That is the
of.
one I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now-
this is insane.
Now, in order to just in honor of Spider-Man No Way Home coming out, we're doing some crappy Spider-Man movies. And we've already talked. We've already
Dishonor.
dishonor.
The disgrace.
We've already talked about Spider-Man 3. We'll put the link in the description down below if you want to
That's
click
right,
that.
yeah.
Here are our correction on
You
Spider-Man
can
3.
go back and check that one out.
Yeah, because the Tobes
Some might
did-
say you can dig on this.
Well, the Tobes did some good movies, and the Tobes did some bad movies.
He did.
So
They was-
Tugboat
if you're gonna
Toby
go
is
watch-
king. Changed my mind.
We
You
unfortunately
can't. You've
can't.
admitted like 3
We've
times
tried.
today that we're like, well, that's because like Tobey Maguire's was better. 3 times.
No. Tobey
Tom
Maguire,
Holland
1 and
may
2
change your mind.
were good.
Tobey
Maguire.
Timies.
Yeah, but
Tom
Maguire
Holland may
3 was
change your
terrible.
mind on Thursday.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen.
Well, anyway, so if you want
We'll
to listen
see.
to our correction on Spider-Man 3, click the link in the description. If you want to listen to the correction on Amazing Spider-Man number 2, then just keep listening, because that's what we're going to talk about now.
The biggest reason why we chose The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is because
It's trash.
it's garbage. But the other reason is because Electro is coming back
It's true.
in No Way Home.
He's not blue, though.
He's
La
not
Jamie
what we
Foxx.
saw
Thank goodness.
in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Thank goodness.
Because it is the absolute worst thing.
I heard
that I watched this movie years ago, and I
bought
thought
this movie.
I think it was
I
2014.
I did. And here's the worst part.
Yeah, 2014.
Here's
I'm
the
on
worst.
it.
I bought this on Xbox because I thought, oh my gosh, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Gotta be great.
Amazing Spider-Man was
Well,
great.
And Andrew Garfield was solid. He
The
was
first
fine.
one was good.
It was fine. It wasn't amazing, and it wasn't as good as Tugboat
It's
Toby.
weird because I think the name is
What is
called The Amazing Spider-Man.
yeah,
So
that
some would
doesn't-
say
yeah, that
that's
doesn't
not
play.
living up to the name.
Yeah, he got you there. He got
Yeah,
you there.
it's true.
But I really liked.
It was worse
I
seeing the
liked
sequel, though.
The Amazing
No,
Spider-Man.
I thought the first one was good.
and I was excited.
Was it
for what
better
the
than
second
Tobey
one was gonna
Maguire's
be.
first
No.
movie or second movie?
No,
No.
Definitely not the second
but
Definitely not the second one.
but what I'm saying
Toby
is,
number 2.
I was excited
Tobe 2.
for it. So excited that I bought
The
it,
Tobes.
and then wasted all my money on it.
Yeah.
How much money did you waste though?
I mean, at
Probably
the
like
time, it was probably
$15.
1999.
1999.
Well,
the-
good thing you learned and
legitimately.
didn't buy that other movie we're gonna do.
Yeah, how about
We're
it?
just gonna leave it there.
Good thing you learned.
Wait and see.
And didn't buy Amazing Spider-Man 3. Oh wait, it got canceled.
Oh,
Canceled. All right,
That's
well,
awkward.
This movie.
let's jump in to our Carnage report, and then we'll walk through our correction and our verdicts. All right, so Carnage report. As always, we go through how much it was made for, how much it made, who was in it.
That's right.
What the reviews were like, and where it came from and its source material. So let's jump through those, and we'll talk about it. It's a Spider-Man movie, so it's kind of like it's going to do well. You know, it might not do amazing, and it did do.
I mean, you'll at least get
amazing.
all of New York to watch it because they're like, "Hey, it's a New York."
Yeah. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
It's about the New York.
I don't think that was a good impersonation at all.
Well, no, but
Yeah,
that's
I'm
my
from
that's like
outside New
my
York City.
bad New York.
Okay, I got you.
Well,
Then you
anyway.
nailed it.
Thank you.
Anyway, so we talked about it. It had a budget of about $200 million, which is pretty,
$200 million.
Big budget.
This is good.
Big
Yeah.
budget.
Big
And
budget.
They blew it all on the
blew
CGI
it.
effects.
Done that before.
So, and and
They have.
there were some of the CGI was good, but most of it looked really hokey.
It looked like we were playing a game on the PlayStation 3.
That's what it was.
yeah,
That's
the
what it
big
was.
Fight scenes look bad.
Big fight scenes
The-
were PlayStation 3 video
The
games.
costume, the Spider-Man costume, even though some of the
It was fair. It
some
was
of the
fine.
light,
I like the costume.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, some
I
of
didn't
the
have any issues with it.
some of the light rendering looked a little odd when he was like swinging through the daytime.
Yeah.
But what was really cool, and I watched, who was I watching? Oh, so Corridor Crew. If you guys haven't watched their channel, go check them out. They're legit. Corridor Crew breaks down a lot of VFX in movies.
Mhm.
And they were talking about this movie, and they mentioned it. I didn't really notice it until they said it, but the suit on him in this, like the CG suit on him, is a little looser, and so you actually see it ripple. And they actually watched like skydiving to watch like how clothes ripple on people to make it look like it's not just like skin tight and.
I thought that was the whole point of
unrealistic.
Spider-Man, though.
Was what?
That it was skin
That's-
tight.
That is like
Right.
his suit was like
Well,
like
it
his
is.
skin.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, it
Yeah.
is in
Like,
the.
that's why he can.
He doesn't have
That's-
armor.
He has the
comics.
barbs that go through.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the
Rip.
comics, but like in reality, no matter what you're wearing,
Just like that.
if
Just
you're
like
going
that.
at that speed and falling at that height, it's gonna ripple.
That's
and like
true.
it just looked cool. It looked more realistic.
Well, let's get
than
back.
this.
Let's get back into the Carnage report, and then
Regardless.
we'll.
Are
Get
we
into
really
it.
going to talk
Yeah.
about science in this?
No.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah,
Buckle
let's
up.
get in. Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna say
we will.
No.
We will.
We
But
will.
not
Movie.
about Spider-Man. That's the thing. We're
This-
not.
this
a
movie isn't-
Spider-Man movie where we talk about science and
No.
it's has nothing to do with genetics.
This movie is entirely scientifically accurate.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Harry's going to do a breakdown for us, and
Some
I'm
of the
sure
I don't even
electrical
want to
stuff.
comment on it.
I'm sure the electric pieces are just
Yeah.
spot
I just
on.
don't wanna
Spot
talk
on.
about it.
All right, so 200 million. It exploded in the opening weekend, made 91 million back. So like that was great, and then people realized it was trash. And the domestic gross ended up only being 202 million.
Yeah.
So it made almost half its domestic gross just in its opening weekend. It did really well overseas though, made 506 million. It came out at 708 million.
Yeah, but-
as an overall, so
And this
it
was my
made great
point.
bank. So
It-
it
it
more
did
than
make
double, it
huge
almost
money.
quadrupled its.
But it made
budget.
huge money because of international.
Sure.
People
Yeah.
realize
Yeah.
if you only make back in your domestic, if you only make back your budget, you know something's off, especially on
Yeah.
big budget films.
For sure.
There's a
Domestically.
problem
Yeah.
if you only make that back, and that's the issue
Especially a
here.
property like
They
Spider-Man.
recognize that.
Yeah,
That
Spider-Man's
gives
an
a character to the movie, and that gives a character to America.
Right.
It's like
Right.
America's like, oh, you spent? No, we're out.
Yeah. And the reality
You
here
said
is,
it was okay.
looking
we're out.
at those numbers alone,
We're gone.
if you just gave me those numbers and you didn't tell me what movie it was, you
Right.
would most likely think that movie's going to get
It's a
another
decent-
sequel.
Yeah, decent movie.
But they recognize
Spider-Man.
because of what they spent in probably marketing too
Yeah.
in the United States, that did not do what it was supposed
Well, I mean,
to
the
do.
director went
Right.
on to do amazing work after
Oh
this.
yeah, what was his next critically acclaimed thing?
The next thing he did on IMDb was My Chemical Romance music video.
Yeah, nailed it.
So
And then after
you
that's
go,
the-
you
was
go. That is
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah,
No, that was
earlier.
before.
That was
Before,
earlier.
yeah.
Before.
Some
Skater
TV
Boy was a
shows.
little bit before that.
No, it's Wish You Were
Say
Here.
see you later,
Oh.
boy.
Wish You Were Here. All right.
Oh,
so,
I'm sorry, wrong one.
so anyway, so the critics and the fans alike. The fans gave it were a little more lenient, which is what it is, and that's probably why
It's
it ended
Spider-Man.
up making what it made. Yeah.
People,
Boater Man.
And in all honesty, there were some aspects that were fun. there were.
They're
but
still
the
both
majority
failing
was trash.
grades. They gave him a 52 and a 64.
Yeah, 52 critics, 64
I ain't good at
audience.
math, but I know that those are failing grades.
Yeah, I mean,
now on Rotten Tomatoes, 64 is still considered a fresh, but it is what it is.
I don't
It was
understand how
not-
a 64 is considered a fresh. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. All right. So
A 64 is just missing a D when I was in school.
a 64 is an F.
64 for me was.
Yeah, it was an F.
65 was a D.
And
That's what that was for me.
Not for fantastic.
Nope.
Wait, were you 10-point scale or 7-point scale?
I mean, I had a really weird scale.
20 years ago.
I was 7.
I had a
That was
really weird scale.
It's not 20 years ago.
That was
I think,
when
honestly,
I
I think mine was like an 8-point scale.
when I was in high school, it was almost 20 years ago that I was in high school. Right? I started high school.
That can't be right.
Yeah, I
That
started high
cannot
school in
be right.
2002. Oh, no. Yeah.
You started high
2002.
school in
You
2002?
started
Started high school
in 2002.
How old were you?
I graduated in 2006. So I started in 2002.
Oh my god.
So 2022, it'll be 20 years since we've been in high
I
school.
started in
2003.
2003.
Yeah.
How old are you guys?
Yeah, stop it. We're relevant. We have a podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it wasn't. Yeah.
Don't
mull
hate-
that over.
Watch it.
Don't think too
Ageism.
hard.
Watch it.
Age is beauty.
What?
He's got the power. All right. So
Just like Electro.
oh, is that how you do all the stuff you do?
I was like going to the board. Let me just yeah.
All right. So it was not. It was not. Let's get through this because we have a lot
this
to
is going
say.
terrible.
It was
Can't even
not.
get to it.
It was not the cast's fault. Like
No.
I mean,
No.
How about
generally
this?
because
How about
there was
this?
a good cast. There were good actors in here.
How about
and
this?
There were.
Since there's so many bad things, let's talk about the good things that were in this movie.
Well, when
Wait,
we get to
wait,
the
wait,
Carnage,
when we get
finish
there.
Carnage.
Oh,
Right,
we're
we
not
were
even
just-
done the
we're not
Carnage?
even done
Oh,
with
I'm
Carnage
sorry.
report.
I am sorry.
We gotta
we
move,
gotta
my
move.
man.
I'm sorry.
here,
I
man.
apologize.
We gotta move.
All right, so Andrew Garfield reprises as Spider-Man. He was great. Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. That's
Yep.
fine. They come back. We've got Sally Field as Aunt May. Again, very good. Campbell Scott was Richard Parker, his father.
Yep.
And again, kind of cool to see a little bit back on his
He was in
backstory. I don't know.
Avatar, right? Wasn't he
Was
the? He's the the military guy, right?
No.
No, different dude.
Are you
You're
sure?
thinking about somebody else.
Look him up. I'll keep going through here.
Yeah, keep going.
Felicity Jones, actually, we know her from Rogue One.
Random.
Yeah.
Random.
Well, it was supposed to be bigger because she was cast as Felicia Hardy.
Alicia.
She's the Black Cat in Spider-Man.
That's true.
Wow.
And so,
Avatar came out in 2009.
Eventually, she was going to be the Black Cat.
Sorry.
Then we have Dane Dehaan coming back as
That was terrible
Harry
casting.
Osborn.
that was
Yeah,
terrible
he's
casting.
odd.
Dane Dehaan just did not make any sense.
Yeah,
Wait, who was the? was the dad?
Campbell Scott.
Campbell?
No, Campbell.
Campbell.
Wouldn't that
No.
be pronounced Campbell?
Yeah, like Campbell
is it?
soup.
Like Campbell soup?
Is Campbell soup with a P? Is it P?
I
in
think
there?
so.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look
So
it up.
Campbell
just,
Scott.
You know what to.
It
You
was
know how
not
to
him.
spell it. I didn't
It
think
was
so.
not,
I didn't
no.
think it was.
Yeah,
But they
I
kind of
didn't
look
think so.
similar.
They do.
Similar.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and then we had Jamie Foxx as Electro, which was like super cool about that. We were really excited. I know I was excited when he was cast. I was like, this is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And then Paul Giamatti coming in as the Rhino, which again,
It is spelled Campbell, like Campbell soup.
Yeah, I figured.
That's Campbell.
so again, like I didn't think Paul Giamatti was necessarily a good fit as a Rhino.
Made no sense.
But he's a
Made
fantastic
no sense.
actor.
He's
He's a
John
fantastic
Adams.
actor.
He was a fantastic actor, so I was
Yeah.
like, you know,
The other random
maybe
one,
it'll be good.
I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Oh, Martin's
Oh, the doctor?
Sokas?
Yeah,
Martin
Martin
Sokas. Yeah.
So
Dr. Ashley Kafka.
He's
Kafka.
he
Kafka bread.
played an evil scientist in this.
Evil
He was
German scientist. who's,
barely
like,
in it.
super
but
German
do you
accent.
understand? This is the same guy who was the villain in Triple X, and he was the villain in
He was an Aeon Flux.
Oh my gosh,
too.
he was in Aeon Flux.
The
but
Equalizer?
He was the villain in the
Yeah.
Equalizer. He was also the villain in I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
See if you see it while I'm scrolling here. Asylum, The Bourne Supremacy.
No,
You know?
well,
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I don't know.
But it's also Jack
right.
Ryan. Jack Ryan, the newest one with Chris Pine.
Yo,
He's been the villain in everything,
also-
and then they randomly
he's
cast him
also-
as an evil scientist in here, but he wasn't actually a villain of any
And
sort.
he was in the movie for about
Less than
solid
5
2 and a
Yo,
half minutes.
He's also Celeborn from Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. He's Galadriel's husband.
That's right.
In,
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
This dude's in everything.
Wait,
This
wait,
dude's
let me see
in
his picture, not with
everything.
weird stuff on his face.
Yeah, this dude
he
is.
doesn't really look like him here.
He
I guess.
is
Yeah, just give
in
him
a
long
ton
blonde
of
hair.
I
stuff.
guess so.
He's a villain in almost everything.
Yeah.
And
whatever.
You know what?
And then they just randomly cast him. So yeah, I don't disagree. I think the cast was
cool
fine.
cast. It just
Paul
was
Giamatti
terrible.
was weird, but
Yes,
everything else made sense.
So he's weird casting, but he's an amazing actor.
Yeah,
So I was
but
like,
still, they didn't
okay.
give him anything to work with. You
They,
could like
they
you
gave him
can
a
be
barbed wire tattoo across his forehead.
Right.
Well, he's a Russian mobster, so
It is what it is.
it's a little cliche.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
All right.
All Russian mobsters have barbed wire tattoos.
At least a barbed wire tattoo somewhere on their body.
Sure. What was the
Oh,
source
man.
material on
All right,
this?
so source material, just a few. I mean, we've got Maxwell Dillon being Electro and his different electrical powers, which we'll get into in a second.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
The majority of the end, though, even though it was a fight against Electro, it was just kind of a generic fight against him. I don't think there was any specific comic correlation.
Except for
What?
except the itsy bitsy spider.
Oh, my word.
Bing, 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 bing,
When they
bing.
started playing it,
That's the way it
The
works.
best was that
That's
Greg
the way
didn't.
electric works.
Greg's
Hey,
like,
Harry?
wait a minute.
Harry.
no.
That's
we'll-
the way electric
You're
works.
right. Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end fight. But anyway, the majority of this end little bit here was they kind of meshed the creation of Green Goblin.
Oh, that was terrible.
Norman Osborn, but they made it Harry Osborn instead. Norman never even became the Green Goblin.
You could just lay on that fart button the whole time.
Oh.
Did
don't
you just hit
cheer.
it here?
Yeah, he was so just
Distraught.
He was done. But the major comic source, I guess, for the end fight was the night Gwen Stacy died, which came out in 73, I think.
Which is a
Wow.
huge
came out in
huge
1973.
point in his storyline, and they just botched this.
Yeah,
thing.
well, and the thing is, it was the Green Goblin, not Harry. Harry was the Green Goblin occasion in the comics. He's usually the Hobgoblin, but
Right,
it was
right.
Norman who killed Gwen, and it wasn't in a clock tower. It was off of a bridge, and the Green Goblin died at the end of it, where his glider went through him, kind of like the Tobey Maguire's first movie,
yeah.
right? So tugboat for the win.
Tugboat for the
Tugboat
win,
for the win.
baby.
For the win.
Oh,
baby. Oh, baby.
Oh,
so
baby.
we've got that. And then the Max Dillon thing, the source material, he's got his powers are lightning bolt projection and
Was he an engineer? I don't know. As
electromagnetic
we all know,
manipulation.
Spooderman is your character. Was he a engineer for Oscorp? Is that?
Not for Oscorp. I don't think. Let me see. I'm looking on.
I don't know anything about
Marvel.fandom.
Electro.
Yeah, I don't think he was. He did work for. He was a billing clerk in an electrical company.
Yeah,
So he's-
billing clerk?
Seems to.
I
no,
know
no,
billing
no, I'm
clerks.
Sorry. No, he wasn't. No, he was not a billing clerk. For his wife was.
Oh,
No. What?
this still doesn't. It's
So
just,
what is?
Yeah, he was not.
I said this from the beginning.
Oh, so yeah, he was. He was a lineman.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
No, boy.
Stop that.
This
You put
is
that
the way
finger somewhere
electric
else.
works.
Our
This
buddy-
is the way electric works.
No.
Okay, but here's the thing: in the comics, he got into live wires and that mutated his body and everything. In the movie, it was.
So you're
it was
telling me there's a
electrical evil.
chance.
All right, so
You still would do whatever it takes to get electrical powers, right?
Yeah.
I've got some batteries upstairs. Let's talk about.
That's not how it works.
Maybe. Listen, I'm pretty sure I get my cat to become electrocuted, and if they bite you,
Harry,
then maybe.
Harry.
it'll-
Plus,
This
DC
says
powers
here.
different.
This
This
says
says
here.
it's science.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Science.
The movie that
This
played
is
Itsy Bitsy
science.
Spider through some
Science.
type of capacitor bank or something that those were.
I'm sure you could make tones with electricity.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Well, yeah, I mean they. Well, now, to be fair,
Yes, there's many of things
He's
that
the
you.
I was
master
gonna
of
say,
electricity.
Have you ever heard of an electric guitar?
No.
this is.
Well, let me
All
melt
right.
your face off real
Let's,
quick.
it's so amazing.
Hit him
Let's
with
get
a riff.
Let's get into our correction.
Okay.
All right, so we have a lot to obviously say bad about this movie. Harry, you want us to start out with?
I think we should
good
start with some
things?
goods.
All right, so
And
let's
I'm
do
gonna
good
start.
things. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I thought, as someone that is a very outside sourced Spider-Man, I wouldn't even say I'm a fan, but I enjoy the Spider-Man movies and the comics. I used to read them
Spider-Man.
I used to get them in the newspaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I'm an old person. So I used to read them in the newspaper.
This guy thinks he's old.
But
Guy thinks he's old.
I'm
We went to.
I'm the
school
oldest
20
24-year-old
years
you
ago.
know.
That is very true. You are an old soul
It's true.
24-year-old.
But
Stop bragging. You're 24.
Okay. Anyway.
So anyway, what'd you like about it?
I enjoyed the Spider-Man like interactions with the villains, like him just pretty much just trash talking them, poking fun, and just like you had the one with the kid that was nice. You had the one with the Max that was nice. Like, hey man, like I need you to do this. Like, I'm doing this for you because I need you.
Yeah.
His dialogue and interactions with people were
I think it's probably
really well.
Way better than Tobey Maguire.
Way
and
better.
That's a Tobey Maguire
way
fan.
better.
And I think way better than Tom Holland.
Yeah. I think
I
you're
I don't
right.
think Tom Holland has like
he does more in Far From Home.
yes,
But and so I would agree that
most of his
Andrew Garfield
interactions
is the
are
best
with other
of
heroes, though, for Tom Holland,
Right.
because of being
Not
in the
Far From
MCU.
Home. Far
No,
From Home
no.
is
I'm just
out.
saying, like most of what we see in Endgame.
You know whose job
like,
that is?
Like other pieces.
Tony Stark's.
Yes,
That's Tony Stark's job.
Exactly.
Right.
So
exactly.
they don't need that. But when he's by himself,
Yep.
I mean, that's something that they could bring up that they could be like, oh, like that correlates to Tony Stark. That's something that he rubbed off on him. That would be good.
Right.
Yeah, I think
And
you're right.
he is technically younger than the other Spider-Mans at this point.
That's a good point.
But
Definitely.
the thing is that I really enjoyed Andrew Garfield's like pokey fun.
I
like,
think that was a very good point.
I think it was great.
I think they wrote him in those interactions really, really well.
Yep.
I think that some of his dialogue is actually the best dialogue across all of the
I
Spider-Man
think we all
movies.
can agree that we were
Spider-Man.
laughing. Like,
When he's Spider-Man.
When he's Spider-Man.
When he's Spider-Man.
When he's
Yes,
Spider-Man.
when
Peter
he's
Parker,
Spider-Man.
he's the
It's
worst.
just the worst.
Just
It
the
makes
Goes
no
like
sense.
it almost goes back to like the Batmans, like with the Clooney's and like
Yeah.
he's a good Bruce Wayne billionaire,
Right. He
Yep.
can't do both.
Playboy, whatever, and then you have
Yeah.
the other ones.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we talked about this a whole bunch, that when he is Peter Parker, he does not make sense as Peter Parker whatsoever.
No, he's a Hollister
So
model.
there's a couple of things there.
He's way too hot.
Number one.
Are we done with the good things?
No.
we haven't
But I
gone
want to
yet.
build on the dialogue
Okay.
piece, and that's the only reason I'm switching over to something bad is because it builds on the dialogue.
Wait, you
piece.
switch?
Yeah,
You switch it over?
I got it.
Okay.
You're talking about negative
I'm
things?
talking about negative things,
What?
man, for the first time ever.
Now I've seen everything.
I know. How about it?
Wow.
My point here is he is the cool kid in school.
Absolutely.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
how is
Yeah.
that?
There was
how
no
is that Peter
there was
Parker?
no nerd fighting.
He's wearing
scene.
a Thrasher shirt to graduation,
Yep.
and he kisses the valedictorian on stage.
And gives a high
Uh,
five.
and he gives a high five to the principal.
Shows
No,
up late.
No,
Everybody's
that's the
forgives
cool
him.
kid
Yeah.
who's not picked on, who's not a nerd,
Yeah.
who's not like a tinkerer.
Right.
And you don't even see any of that in this episode. You see
Right.
him like
Well,
try to electrify
electric the webs,
his
yeah.
web, but then you realize at the end he couldn't even think of how to electrify it, and she had to remind him of an 8th grade science project on how to electrify the web.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
I think we're ignoring the fact that Gwen Stacy could remember 8th grade. I can't remember 8th grade.
I can't remember
You
it.
kidding
I
me?
can. It has nothing to do with my age. It's just those years were just I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Eighth
Well,
and
but he
ninth
was an
grade,
idiot.
I was an absolute idiot.
But Harry,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't in 8th grade, and he was an idiot. He
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
into Oxford in America
Ah,
here
the-
with
yeah.
Gwen Stacy.
I didn't
and he's
know
like,
this
I didn't
was
know this was
Oxford.
Oxford. It pans out.
Giant
giant
thing,
signs of
flag.
Oxford
Yeah,
everywhere.
multiple signs.
He
Yeah.
is a moron.
Yeah, well, and when it
He
comes,
even blows his own cover as a stalker of Gwen Stacy
Oh my word.
at the one point.
he's really creepy.
And he can't even come up with a good excuse for how to cover it back up.
no,
Number
the,
one.
the
Does not
good
admit it.
excuse is that he's hot.
No. But listen to me. Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
what?
No, I'm serious.
Hold
It's
up,
like,
what?
He can't
it
get
would be-
past
it
the
would-
Hollister model.
Yeah,
Well,
you're-
no, it would be no. But the thing is, like, if anybody out, like, if like it's because he's good looking that he's like
He's
I can
allowed to
this
be a
creepy,
stalker. He's allowed to
and
be
it's
that
like,
so.
and she's
That's
like,
a really
oh,
good
it's
point.
so great.
But
Like,
listen,
True. That
there's
is true.
plenty of
Yeah.
times where I'm sure, as Spider-Man, you have to cover up that you saw something or did something somewhere else, and you accidentally let something slip. And then you have to come up with
Yeah.
a quick lie in the moment to cover up why you were there, what you were doing, anything along those lines.
Yeah.
He just gives up. He realizes he's caught. He doesn't even try to cover it up.
Yeah.
And then he hides halfway behind a tree it makes a cutesy face, and he's like,
It is true.
He plays with his face. He's
Plays
like,
with his-
sorry.
okay, I'm
Oh,
It
I
makes me
got
think
caught.
It
I
makes me
stalked
think of,
you.
remember Hey Arnold, the TV show Hey Arnold?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
the-
How do I not?
Remember the dude that always comes up behind Helga? He's like,
Yeah.
And
Oh
then she's
yeah,
like,
what was his
boom.
name? Stinky.
I don't remember, but she punches him all the time.
No, yeah.
It's like if
That
he,
is
if
exactly
if
what it
Peter
was.
Parker looked like that though, he'd get punched.
He'd
but
get
because
punched
He'd get
in a
arrested.
moment.
looks
He'd
like,
be arrested.
But because he looks like a Hollister model,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I forgive you. You can stalk me every day."
Yeah, Spider-Man is
Like, what's
actually just a
going on?
voyeur. Like, he's a stalker. Like, that is
Yeah.
the weirdest use of these powers ever.
But going back to the he's not a tinkerer, he's too cool.
Yep, yep.
Like he would never be the kid that Tom Holland is. Where the first time we see Tom Holland,
Right.
he's literally taking a DVD player out of the trash to try and take it apart and find something salvageable
Right,
in
right.
his room of all retro tech because he can't afford anything.
Right.
Like that's what Peter Parker is supposed to be.
Yeah.
He was a great Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, with his quips and stuff. But Peter Parker, as soon as he went there, we lost him.
We lost him
What
completely.
was your
I
good
really
thing?
didn't like that.
What was your good thing that you liked? Did you have them?
I really liked the credits.
The end credits?
Yeah,
The end of the movie.
because it was over.
That song-
It
that
signified
song-
I didn't have to watch it
that song
anymore.
was
Oh wow!
trash,
Never
though.
would have expected a comment
that
like
song,
that from Logan.
song was trash.
Next.
I don't even know.
Yep.
Uh,
No, I don't know what I have good
Besides
to say
that.
about the
Yeah.
movie.
I'll take your spot.
Here's,
I
no,
thought
no,
Gwen was
actually-
pretty good.
No, time out. Time out.
Yeah, she was okay.
Time out. I do have
Emma
something.
Stone's okay.
I do
I like Emma
actually have
Stone.
something.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought was cool, which did not play out,
Okay.
but I thought was cool,
Oh,
was
yeah,
being able to see in the bottom of Oscorp when they went to the special projects all of the different things that they were looking to do to build out the Sinister Six. So you
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
see Vulture's wings, you got to see Doc Ock's arms, and you got to see the Rhino's
Stupid
suit.
suit.
Now,
Right.
here's what I will say. Was all of that a good idea? No, it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea because it changes their entire storylines of
Yeah.
how the Sinister Six was going to be
Yeah.
created. But was it cool?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was really cool to see
Well,
that.
if done well, it could be
It
good.
could have been done
Yeah.
well. It could have been exciting. It could have been pretty cool. But and anytime they were reaching at that moment for the Sinister Six, and it was like, yes, we are gonna get to see the Sinister Six, and then it didn't happen because it was so bad.
No
this
Way
is
Home.
similar
No
to.
Way Home. No Way Home.
I know.
We're so
I know.
close.
We're so close. But my point
Yeah.
being, this is similar to why I get frustrated and what the same sort of feeling like I have with Justice League. You know, like
Right.
we had potential for
And then it
something
doesn't
and then
happen.
it doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
You can't hint at the Sinister Six and not do it. That is messed up.
Yeah.
You mess with a bunch of people,
Yeah.
and those are fighting words.
Yeah, but they made the problem with making the Green Goblin the Grinch.
Yeah, I mean, like, and an
Mixed-
actual,
mixed with a
an
troll.
actual goblin.
Like the trolls with the the ones that sing on the tour.
I honestly don't understand how he's alive. Can I name this? Like
Harry?
Harry shouldn't be alive. We
Hey.
see in that scene,
Oh.
not you, Harry. Oh no.
We
no,
need you here,
No,
Harry.
we
Okay.
need you
We
here.
need you.
No, but Harry Osborn should not be alive. So he's dying.
Yeah, sure.
He gets injected with the venom.
The
right?
idea is that it makes
Okay.
him worse.
Now,
and
number
then he-
one,
then
why
he
did they have to
overcomes it.
say Venom? Like, so they say Venom.
Because
He
they're
turns into the Green
stupid.
Goblin.
Well, because
and it's not,
spiders have venom.
but it's Venom. No, but I get that. But when you say Venom in Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
you
is,
think of Venom.
Yeah, they could just say
Okay.
the spider
Okay,
blood.
real quick though,
The spider
just
genetics.
see, I'm just asking for an
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
So my man's was 65 or something like that when he died.
Right.
Why is Harry dying at like 20?
Well, because what?
Did they say anything in that,
Yes.
or did I fall
It
You
was
asleep?
have to make
degenerative.
You have to make no. You have to make a jump here. Hold
Okay,
on.
What's the jump?
On
I
his
didn't make the
deathbed.
jump
Uh-huh.
either.
Older Harry Osborn
Yep.
gives
Norman.
the
Norman,
I'm
Norman
sorry,
Osborn.
Norman Osborn. What the heck am I talking about? Norman Osborn gives Harry
Yeah.
the capsule.
Yeah.
And in the capsule, it said, "These are all the things that I did
Yep.
to prolong my
Oh
life."
yeah, so he prolonged
He
himself. So it
used
probably did attack
the
him.
animal genetic experiments
Yeah, it's
to
gross.
prolong his life.
So why didn't he
gross.
just start with that?
Because
and then
they
Because
destroyed
they
it.
destroyed it all.
Because the board
Yeah.
destroyed it
But
as a
secretly
cover
saved
up.
the
that's how much I
Spider-Man
cared
to
about
give-
this movie.
Yeah,
it's trash.
I know, but you have
Yeah,
to
it's trash.
make that connection,
Yeah.
and that is a
Well,
pretty
that's
big
a-
jump for somebody to make.
I mean,
Actually, it wasn't that big of a jump. We were just so bored with it, we didn't hear that.
But you don't care. Okay, so let me
That's
say,
what- yeah,
it's not that
they
big of a
didn't have
jump,
us
but
You have to
care
make it
so
a
little
movie
about it.
interesting enough for people to pay attention.
Sure.
That
So
dude,
let me
That dude was
Okay.
Tex
so let me
Yeah,
let me
go
keep
ahead,
this
go ahead.
going.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Harry,
Yes.
he's dying faster than Norman.
Yes.
So he is more desperate than Norman is because he's trying to get his hands on these things that were destroyed that were supposed to help him stay alive longer like his dad.
Right.
They find out about the venom. He injects it into his body.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. We know it doesn't work because the DNA is connected to...
Dino DNA.
Dino DNA. No, it's connected to Peter Parker's bloodline. His dad's DNA was used to create it, so it couldn't work.
He needs the DNA from the Parker family to help stabilize the genetic code.
So here's the thing. It mutates in him, and it mutates him. We see his, like, shoulder blades separate.
Yeah,
we
weird.
see his skin change. We see him crawling. He gets talons.
Yeah,
the talons
like the
that
dad.
he wasn't supposed to get. Like, his dad got talons on his deathbed for no reason. Now he's getting talons because of the venom injected into him.
Yeah.
He's crawling to this suit.
Ex
Why would he be
machina
crawling
suit.
to the suit?
It's an ex machina suit.
So he crawls to
Apparently.
the suit. Number one, that suit looks terrible. That's a stupid suit.
Yeah, I would go
Okay?
with the wings.
When he flies in on that suit,
Yeah.
that
It-
looks so stupid. It's
it
only
looks-
got like one arm built out.
Yeah.
The other arm's not fully built
it
out.
looks better than the new Goblin from Spider-Man 3.
Sure does. Sure
Oh,
does.
that's
Why
because the
anything-
new Goblin's
Was a
board was like a
snowboarder.
snowboard.
So he
He wore
enters.
so
But it
many
wasn't better than the
goggles.
Green Goblins.
So
No,
he
the Green Goblin
enters.
suit was sick.
The Green Goblins was like
Willem
on
Dafoe?
point.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh,
For
yeah,
like a
terrifying.
new age
Terrifying.
Green Goblin, it was on
Terrifying.
point.
So-
Because the old one, real quick, just the old one
He
was
wears
just like a Zelda hat.
Yeah.
yeah, he wears like
Yeah.
a
Link
Goblin
hat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
and then,
like
a
he's
tunic.
got like a tunic, right?
He's got a tunic, and he's
He's
actually
like
green.
knockoff
Well,
Loki.
in the comics, it is a mutation. Norman actually he'll mutate into the Goblin, and then
Right,
he'll
right.
mutate back into Norman. Like
Right.
he goes back and
Sure.
forth.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which
But
is
what
fine.
I'm saying here is
Yeah.
But this is
So,
the suit.
the venom does
Ex
not
machina
heal
suit.
him in any way.
No, because
It
you see the suit say
mutates him.
healing.
makes him
Right. So he
stronger.
hops into this suit.
Yeah, the suit.
The
What's
suit-
the suit?
Is like recognized as like numerous like
Why
body
didn't the dad wear that
failures.
suit?
Yeah.
Right.
Why didn't the dad
and
wear
then
the suit?
and then all of a sudden the suit fixes him?
Well,
Just keeps him alive.
you know what'd have been
How?
better? You know what'd
What
been,
is going on?
I
you know
don't
what'd
know.
been better?
And then time out. Hold on. End of the movie.
He's better. No suit.
He's better?
He goes to sleep.
The guy asked him, "Are you feeling better?" And he said something about like
He says it
regulating.
comes and goes.
comes and goes.
So are we supposed to believe at that moment it's where he mutates into the goblin and then he doesn't, he mutates back?
Well, you know what? In Amazing Spider-Man 3, we were going to find out that Harry and Peter are half brothers.
Oh my gosh.
Family.
Family. It's all about family.
But you get
Anyway,
my point. In all
so
of
you
that,
only liked. Well, you
it
liked
was
the idea.
terror.
Of the
I like the
Sinister
idea of the Sinister
Six
Six
and wanting to see that.
and wanting to see it. It was cool to see Doc Ock's arms and
Whether
all
it
those
been
other
bad
pieces.
or good.
Whether it been
Yeah,
bad or
yeah,
good.
yeah.
It was interesting.
It was
at least.
interesting.
It was
that
an
was all I had.
interesting
All right.
But there were
choice,
so many
yeah.
problems with
Yeah.
it, and then the problems that it created with Green
You
Goblin.
know what a problem is?
What?
Is your good things always turn into bad things. For that reason, you're out. Greg, go.
I have a good thing. So you.
I bet I can turn it into a bad thing.
Oh, I bet you could.
Challenge
I don't
accepted.
think. I don't think you. Can.
Challenge accepted.
So you
The
took.
colors.
I can't see them.
Yes.
That is so
Actually, we
bad.
can't. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't say anything about the
we can't
colors.
see them the
I can
right
see
way.
They're pretty good colors. in this
Stop
one.
it, Greg. Maybe we see them true how they
know
are.
what?
and
Yeah,
you
what if
see them.
what if everybody else
in
is
the
has
wrong
color
way.
disease and we're actually just normal?
I'm fine with that.
Go ahead.
colorblind?
You took mine,
I'm sorry.
which is fine. I figured you would because that's one of the only good things
Because
about the movie.
I'm not a Spider-Man
so
fan and I
few
have
good things.
zero.
No, but
like,
there's so few good things. I like
what, the Peter Parker thing or the?
no, the fact that his quips as Spider-Man were good.
Oh,
Quips
okay.
is
Like I
better,
was
yeah.
like, there's very few good things about the movie.
Dude, that's like all I got for Spider-Man knowledge.
yeah. Well, you're fine. So I'm gonna go out. Well, it kind of is Spider-Man related to a degree. But
I'm gonna ruin it.
well, no, I thought of the three iterations of Spider-Man we have.
Okay.
They're all good, but I liked the web slinging in this one the best. Like I thought, if you noticed, it was very well thought out.
So you liked.
Like I liked the way he would actually use his webs.
So you liked. At the
Yeah.
end of the movie,
This is good.
almost end of
No.
the movie,
Ready for it.
That-
where
That's
my
not
man
web
shoots
slinging.
a web down a freaking
No,
clock
no.
tower, misses all the gears,
Oh.
precision, Spider-Man. He can do
Nails
that,
it.
no doubt.
No,
Absolutely. Is starting,
That's not-
almost about to wrap around Gwen Stacy, and a little tiny web hand comes out to try to grab her.
oh, so cute.
That's your favorite part?
No, No, because that's not him web slinging.
All right, guys, have a good week. That's it.
I'm talking about how he swings.
Harry,
So,
I just needed to sit over here quietly. I didn't even need to do anything. Thank you.
Let
You
me
ruined
finish
it. Go
my
ahead.
good.
Go ahead.
Let me finish the good.
Okay.
That's not web slinging.
Okay.
I'm talking about him
So
swinging
you're telling
through
me
the
he's
city.
not slinging a web?
No, I'm talking about him swinging through the city.
That's
like
not
how
web
he swings.
slinging. You mean web swinging.
Slinging, whatever.
Hmm.
So, like, if you notice, there are points where he would like shoot his web and start to swing and realize he was too short and like actually climb up the web and then go. Like they were obviously really and the whole like him free falling a lot and tucking to get himself like to slow himself down.
So you'd say
speed
they
himself up.
understand physics and how that works.
Yeah, and it looks cool. Like I think.
So you say they have a
was
good
fun.
grasp on science.
No.
Which
I'm
brings
saying,
me
we
into
get
my
into
next
that?
point.
Can we get to
saying
it?
they
Can we
have-
get to it?
No, can I finish my good?
You're not done?
No, because you guys keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry. What else you
He
got, Greg?
swings from building to building on a web. That's Spider-Man.
Big deal.
Big deal. Move it along. I told you I could ruin it.
Are you gonna heat
I
up my
told
coffee
I
too?
You haven't ruined it because you've just been talking. You haven't actually given any good evidence.
I told you that's how I win.
It's not winning. You think you win.
No.
But people who are
I will talk
listening
longer
realize you haven't.
and louder than anyone. I will
Science is
beat
proof.
you
That
into
means that's
You
submission,
can turn them off.
and I will win.
I can.
Oh, I don't need a mic. I will just keep going. I did this without a mic. Before the mics were here, I was doing this.
Actually, those don't. I mean, you would be really quiet.
Mics were built around me.
All right, I liked how he swung through the city. Let's move
Cool.
on
And
before
that's
he
it?
has a conniption.
That's all you had?
Well, you took the main one.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
There's
So I
not
like-
much.
but
There-
there's-
Harry, what are you reaching?
No, I
He's
know.
already reaching.
Yeah,
Let the
yeah.
man
Well,
die.
I thought the man
Let the
that
man die.
named his gym the best gym ever
Yeah. This is a
would
terrible
have
movie.
more.
This is a really
Okay.
bad
This is a
movie,
terrible
Jay.
movie.
Okay.
Let him
Terrible.
die in peace.
But you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
But you know what? Like a lot of the Spider-Man character comes from how he moves. Like Spider-Man is very acrobatic and
Yeah,
very
he's the-
like that's how he
Can
moves.
we
He's
talk
not a
about-
powerful.
we need to talk about the
well,
worst
he
parts.
is somehow, but he's
is
a
very
quick,
powerful, but
he's
he's-
more quick than he is powerful.
Yeah, and it's about his agility.
He just
and
catches
it's
a
about
cop
his
car
finesse
apparently.
and-
So
well,
we
he's
need to
one
talk
of the
about
strongest physically. He's one of the strongest physical characters in the MCU.
it. That is true.
Yeah.
That is
I-
true.
Not the MCU, in the Marvel comics. I don't know how they have him in the MCU.
View
but in the
strength
Marvel
in terms
comics,
of-
he
I
is.
get. Well, he
MCU.
catches a cop.
Yeah, they
cop
showed
car
the
or something
first,
like that
the first
in
thing you see
Civil
is him
War.
catching the big van.
Yeah.
That's what Tony saw him on YouTube. or
Yeah.
whatever. But anyway,
So-
all right, bad stuff.
So
This
Harry,
is way easier.
Yeah.
Bad
so
stuff's way
Harry,
easier.
I clearly know science very well.
Yes.
I am.
I wish I
very
had my
well
shirt that I bought that
understanding.
says science.
Oh,
And it was-
yeah. that
I
shirt's
am
great.
well versed in
Yeah.
electricity
Yeah,
and
I
how
know.
it works. So I thought they did a really good job of nailing down the way that electricity is conducted, just generally in this
but
movie.
before you rip apart the very end of it. All right?
No, I was going to start at the beginning, where Electro was
Oh.
created by being bitten by electric eels.
That is
Yeah.
how that one works. But before
What?
That's just science.
that's just science. I don't know why you have a problem with that part. But before we get into that, real
Kids,
quick,
don't do it.
Let me do the actual comic bit here.
Go ahead.
Because most of this movie
Go
is
ahead.
bad because it's just a bad movie.
Right.
But the comic bit with Electro, they ruined Electro.
You're exactly
they
right,
made
yes.
him. They literally made him Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen.
Yep.
Yes.
They took
yes.
his powers. In the comics, he can like.
Well, no, wait. Time out.
Yeah.
Time out. To be fair, I don't want to put down Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah,
No,
that's
Dr.
an
Manhattan-
insult
actually,
to Dr.
That's an
Manhattan.
insult
True.
to Dr. Manhattan.
That's true.
They did
Dr.
not
Manhattan's
do
legit.
Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan, it works on a molecular scale. They
Well,
did Dr.
he
Manhattan.
tried to.
I know, but they did Dr. Manhattan with just electricity. Okay,
Would
so
you say this is dollar store Dr. Manhattan?
this is a dollar store Dr.
Dollar store Dr.
Manhattan.
Manhattan,
That is really
right?
good. That's a good explanation of what he is.
So Electro in the comics, he can skate along electrical lines. He can connect to electrical lines in the sense that he can kind of
Absorb the energy.
Yeah, absorb the energy and move with the energy. He can shoot electricity. He can charge himself up. He's got
Charge
lots
a
of
Tesla.
powers that we probably could.
Yeah.
He's
Probably
very
warm some porridge.
he's very green. He's very green.
Yeah, induction.
He has a green costume in the comics. Anyway,
He does. His mask is fantastic.
It is.
Yeah,
it is
the star
fantastic.
lightning.
You
It's
gotta
so
love
bad.
it.
The
You
lightning
gotta
bolt.
love it.
No,
Real
but
quick,
it's
what do you think
real
is worse,
hokey.
that or the Hawkeye mask?
that is worse than the
That's
Hawkeye
worse than the
think so?
Hawkeye
The
mask.
Hawkeye mask,
yeah.
I think, is a little bit better. It's
Yeah,
the
that's
Hawkeye
a-
mask.
Not
is-
much.
It's
Not
very
much, but it's
similar.
It's better.
It's
But Electro's
similar
mask
to
is the
Wolverine.
most.
Well, at least Hawkeye could
flamboyant
fit through
mask.
like a door frame. I don't
yeah,
think
that's
true.
Electro could fit through a door frame with
That
that
is the
mask.
Well, it's
most
probably flexible.
flamboyant
You think so?
mask I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hawkeye's
And that's coming from a
mask-
WWE fans.
I
people.
am.
Hawkeye's
I am.
mask is Wolverine's mask with an H on the top. It's literally, it goes up in the same points.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
you're
original
right.
ones. It
You're
just has a
right.
giant H on his forehead so that people don't forget that his name starts with H.
Which is hilarious because the
Kate
whole
Bishop
because Kate
mentions that.
constantly
Yeah.
talks
Yeah.
about his branding.
But anyway, so they change his powers
Everything.
to now be, he's literally like the essence of electrical current. Like he
Yep.
can deconstruct his whole being and move into an electrical wire and then come back out and reconstruct himself. He
Yep.
can shoot laser beams like through people's bodies.
Yeah.
Like it's just ridiculous.
But
It
the
doesn't
other
make any
part
sense.
of
That's
that-
fine. I
blue.
think the shooting electricity through
Yeah, I
people's
guess
body is
through.
fine.
That would
Creating
be
the
fine.
hole though.
I
guess.
actually don't have an
Yeah,
issue
yeah,
with
that's kinda
that.
cool.
Here's the other thing though, but he's
Yeah.
not
He can
that.
teleport too.
They make him that. They make him look to be that. He destabilizes his
It's the
whole
teeth,
body.
isn't it?
Oh, the teeth are messed up.
fixed
I
his
don't
teeth.
understand
He
that.
fixed his
Why?
teeth.
How did he fix his tooth?
I think Jamie
gap?
Foxx. You know, it's kind of like the Mace Windu thing with like Samuel Jackson asked for like a purple lightsaber. I think Jamie Foxx was like, "Yo, can you like fix my like gap in my teeth?"
I don't think so
And
at
they're like,
all.
he's like, "Bro, I got you."
He deconstructed his teeth and then reconstructed them.
With
in
No,
a-
no, no. But hear me out here. Hear me out here. This is actually a really
I
good
feel
point that
bad
I
for
hadn't
Jamie
thought of
Foxx. He's a
before.
great actor.
Jamie Foxx is getting.
They did
He's a
him
great
dirty.
actor.
They did him
So
dirty.
dirty.
Yeah,
And
but
you
they are
know
doing
he
him
was
right
mad
now.
about it.
They're
They
doing
are-
him
yes,
right now.
absolutely,
They're
but we're
doing
not
him right
talking
now,
about
fixing
that.
Yeah.
So, but
we'll
hear
talk
me
about
out.
that soon.
So they make him all of that.
Yep.
They make him.
Yeah.
That is
He's like
actually
God level.
OP.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
ridiculous power
Dr.
level.
Manhattan is
Okay?
like God level.
But
you
hear
know?
me out.
Yeah.
So that he can deconstruct his entire body. He can teleport and do all of those things.
Yes.
But he's not actually the essence of electricity. They call him. He's just a battery. Then
Right,
he's
right.
just a battery.
He just houses it.
He houses it. And all they do to defeat him
Is charge
is
him up.
overcharge him
Which
and
doesn't
make
make
him
any
to
sense.
explode. Exactly.
Because if he can just
because
deconstruct,
if
he can reconstruct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It makes
He's more
no
of a
sense.
capacitor than.
Yeah,
But,
I
but
guess.
it doesn't make sense because he can deconstruct his whole body. He should not be able to do that power
Yeah.
and be a
I
battery.
don't think anyone's
He's
fighting
either
here.
a battery or he can deconstruct his whole body. And if he can deconstruct his whole body, there's no way that he can overcharge himself.
Right, because as he gets to the point of breaking, he can just stop and
Right.
well, and the fact
And
of the
just
matter
expel
is,
some of that energy.
he can deconstruct super fast too, because he uses it to teleport. Like he teleports around.
Thank you.
Right.
And
That-
like
none of it makes sense.
Gwen Stacy hits him with a car, though.
That doesn't make sense either.
He sees the car,
How
and
is
she still hits
he
him.
is both a physical battery form
Pew, pew,
and
pew.
no form whatsoever.
The only thing I
He
have to say
somehow-
about that.
It
Makes
knocks him
himself
out.
a giant face on a building. And
The only
talks
thing
to
I
him.
have to say about
Go
that
ahead.
is
I gotta hear what
that
you have to say.
maybe you could pull this is that he's still learning his powers.
Oh God.
Well, but at that point,
I
I
know,
know,
was
Harry,
really
but
I
that's
hear
the
you.
only thing that
Fine.
that's if you ask someone, Mark Webb or whoever directed this,
Yeah, Mark
something Webb,
Mark Webb.
Mark Webb. Wow, I'm surprised I remember that.
M-A-R-C.
Oh,
I looked it
Mark
up.
Webb,
I looked it up.
Mark.
No K.
Okay,
Anyway,
Harry.
I see how
you,
okay.
I see what you did.
Yeah, you like that, Harry. The hilarious thing here.
There we go.
Thank you. The hilarious thing here is so in the comics he is a
Yes.
lineman. You are an actual lineman.
Yes.
Yeah.
How bothered by this movie are you?
I never want to like mention this movie ever again. I'm upset that we're even talking about it now.
We're almost done.
We're almost done.
Just everything
But in
that
all
had to do with
seriousness,
like
watching this
Okay,
movie
first
as
things
somebody
first,
who knows how
okay?
electric works.
Especially
You've
the
gotta-
end of the movie. How
Yes.
was it
You've
so
got to give
bad?
credit
Like,
to the
what was
fact that
wrong?
they stuck really true to how science and electric
Absolutely,
works.
yeah, because there's
Yeah.
always a giant red button. Okay, so I'm a lineman now,
under a
Legion.
lock and key.
Yes,
with a padlock.
I'm a lineman now, a high voltage lineman now. But
Right.
previously, I worked in power plants. Okay, both of those things were in this movie,
Yeah,
it's
they
true.
were.
and they were both wrong.
Accurate. What?
The best thing that I've ever been asked in my life when I worked at a nuclear power plant was, "Did you ever just feel worried about hitting that red button?" And I said, "What red button?" And they said, "The one that just blows up." I said, "Why would a power plant make a button that blows the power plant up? Why? And why would I have access to this?"
Because you're important.
Because that's what Tom Cruise told me.
That's what's
Yeah.
Like, no, there's no such thing. There is no such thing that's like hard reset or what did it say?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was
it was a hard
Like,
reset.
hard reset.
some
Oh
sort of
man,
hard
I've got to
reset.
get the hard reset key out. Let me
Yeah,
go
Gotta hit
get
that
it
hard
from
reset.
my superintendent.
Well,
No,
the
Oh,
charred
hey,
hands,
can
the
you
charred hands.
reconnect giant like main lines
absolutely.
with spider web?
If that's, I'm out of a job.
There you go.
I'm out of a job.
We don't know what those webs are made of.
Well, apparently made of little
They're
hands
made
that
of-
can grab people and
they're
snap
made
their
of
necks.
spider
Magic,
webs.
magic,
Oh my
magic
word!
webs.
No, it's
Oh
not
my
made by
goodness.
Disney. It's not magic.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it could be because Doctor Strange is in it, but it doesn't matter
Huh?
that. Well,
This
they have
one.
magic.
I'm talking
in
about
it.
Sony.
We're talking about
Andrew.
this
We're not
movie.
talking about good movies here, Greg.
Well, but it doesn't matter. So, regardless of what the webs are made of, if you were to attach something
Yes.
to all those different wires and then just pull them they didn't even touch each other. Just pull them real close.
No, he did tie them then.
No, he
Oh,
he
he
literally
tied
like took
them
all
all
the webs
together.
like this and then like
I'm
wrapped
saying-
them in like almost like
I'm
a
saying he never
figure
connected
eight
the
knot.
actual wires. He never
Yeah.
connected the actual
Oh,
wires.
yeah, no, it was
he
web
just
to web.
tied whatever string was holding the wires all together.
Yeah, he's right. It
With
was web
that-
to web to web
It
in
was
the middle.
like the actual wires that were broken. He never
Yeah.
actually repaired.
The only way that
Would it
that
work?
would work to like conduct electricity is if
Yeah.
those wires were all the same phase. If they were not the same phase, which in any world I could guess 100% on my career, I would put it on there that those were not the same phases because you don't just run all the same phases in 3 on top of each other. Usually you're running
parallel.
3-phase all around. Normally, that would just short out and trip a breaker. You trip a giant
all that
SF6.
happens, all that happens is a
Shuts out.
breaker flips. That
It's just
would be
hit it,
hilarious.
Gwen.
Hey Gwen, could you go flip that breaker again? Try again.
Yeah, try again.
Rewire
No, the other
these.
one. The one
No,
don't-
the other one.
Hard
Down,
reset
down.
again.
It's just
Hard reset again.
Well, the other
hurts my head.
problem is
And I get it. People don't know. Like people think
Yeah,
like,
I know.
why
I
do you
know.
not
It's just a
die
comic
when
movie.
when the birds touch the wires? And it's like, well, it's because they're not grounded. Those
Yep.
wires, if those were grounded, you would have a short and nothing would work. So just hey, there's a little fact for
little
you.
lineman
That's why
factoid.
birds don't get fried.
There you go.
And when the birds touch the fuses on the lines, that's when they fry and turn thousands of people off. So, or hundreds of people off. So, anyway,
But
long story
still-
short, that hurt me physically.
Yep.
Another thing that was just random was like, why was there a clock tower in a power plant? Okay, I've been
Or
to
like
doing it
right
I've been to
outside.
numerous power plants. Not one has ever had a clock tower.
or even
Mm.
even just like right outside the
Yeah,
power
I
plant.
don't
Why would
know.
it be there?
No.
Like, I
What's
just don't
it doing
get it.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was just so much. I'm just trying to really focus on something, but it's
there's
really just
too
the
much.
wires,
We're
him
ignoring,
disintegrating. Into
Right.
We're ignoring the elephant in the room.
Which elephant?
the rhino.
The rhino?
No.
No, he was terrible. We're going to continue to ignore him.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can
For
continue.
Paul
doing that.
Giamatti's sake.
Yes.
I don't want to tarnish his name anymore.
No.
No, we're ignoring the fact that Gwen Stacy has superpowers.
What?
You know why?
Why? Oh yes.
No,
No,
there's,
oh,
no, there's
yes.
multiple.
Yes.
There's multiple.
Yes.
Right? The things blow up, and she's like, Max?
Was
It's
that
like,
Max over
How,
there?
how
Yeah,
can
she-
you see
supervision.
that far? That's really far. And then
And at that
she's
point,
all the way at the end of the power plant,
Yep.
and he's like And he tells her from all the energy in the fight, and he's so far away, and he like whispers, "Do it, Gwen, do it, do it." And she somehow knows that that's the cue to hit the button. She gets super hearing too.
She has super sight and super
hearing.
Yeah. No, but it's not even like, is that Max?
She wasn't dead. She was just faking it so that he would like leave her alone.
Yeah.
She was trying to get away from the stalking.
Yep.
What would make sense for the is that Max is if like where Harry is now to me. She saw Electro and was like, is that Max?
Yeah.
Like, because he looks nothing like him. His even gap in his teeth was fixed.
Yep.
So number 2, the issue is they are a mile away, 2 miles away, and she's like, is that Max?
Is that Max?
Well, the other thing, too, that like bothered me was that not only with the wires with like the little webs getting like connected and somehow and that's not like shorting something out.
Yep.
How many things were blown up and broken in that whole substation or whatever you want to call it?
Blew up
power plant,
the whole front of it.
Switch yard. I don't even know.
He blew the whole front
he blew
of it.
Everything up, and then it was like, we're just going to tie this tree to go. Yup, that looks
That's
good.
how
Hit
it
the
works.
hard reset, Gwen.
Harry, you're forgetting that she unlocked the thing. And
she found the key in the dead dude's hand.
She pushed the button. When you unlock the thing and push the button, it fixes everything.
That's how people think
you weren't
power
trained
works.
on that? You weren't trained on that?
They're like, hey, my power's out. You're like, oh, let me just hit a button. Yup, you're back on.
I thought
you don't.
There's
that's
definitely
the way
not
it
a
happens?
blown up pole down the road.
I
that
thought
is
you
why
were
your
a
power's
professional.
out.
I thought
You know what?
But that's
just
the
gonna
other
hang
thing.
the hooks up.
Hang them up.
Hang the belt up.
Maybe it's above your pay grade.
Yeah, maybe I just wasn't informed.
Yeah.
You know what?
Whatever.
No,
But the other thing is,
Electro made
so
this
many
whole
things.
He made this whole thing based. He made this whole thing based on electric eels. So this is totally
True.
true.
That's actually every power plant I've ever been to. It's not nuclear.
Just a whole bunch of
it's just a
electric
bunch of
electric eels
dude.
running around in circles.
Yeah.
Man,
This was such a bad
my mind
movie.
is blown.
This
My
is
mind is
such-
blown.
But like the best
Bad
part
movie.
is that I didn't have to be in the room for you guys to understand like that is not how that works.
yeah, I know.
Right,
I know.
right. It was too.
The common man does not need to know how electrical theory works to
No,
understand
right,
that
no.
that movie and that scene was hot garbage.
I don't need to know when they're at Oscorp that he can't go through a plug, an outlet in the ground to travel all the way out to the power station. Like I'm pretty sure I don't need any help figuring that one out.
Right. Well, the thing is, movies always call us to suspend our disbelief to a degree, and it should always do that.
Well
because
aware
it's a
of that.
superhero movie.
Yeah.
But this there's a point though when movies go too far and you can't suspend anymore, and this is just dumb.
Yeah.
This is poorly written.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that they're two different completely different actual currents.
Yeah.
That there's AC current and DC current, and DC is how batteries work. And so you have a DC current that is like a straight line. Then you have AC current that's like a sine wave.
Yeah.
And that's why we use AC current now, because the sine wave goes out and it comes back in. And that's why AC current is more dangerous, because you become part of it and it just travels between you.
Right.
So him charging...
I'm lost.
It's fine. Him charging his web slinger with a DC battery, creating a battery in and of itself with this web slinger, and Electro being pretty much AC current, because even though he's a battery, he uses his electricity from AC current. That things would just be blowing up all over the place. Pretty much like it just hurts me.
So what you're saying is that this is a metaphor for DC comic movies that they just blow up all over the place.
I actually all I got was AC/DC.
I heard. Oh yeah. Back in black. MCU.
Okay, I'm done.
Right?
I'm done being upset about electricity.
All right. Very.
You know who I really wish I was in this movie?
No one.
Gwen Stacy.
Because she died.
Because she dies at the end.
Well, you could wish you were.
How did
Electro.
she
Her
die?
suffering,
You could wish
her
you were
suffering is
Electro.
over.
He died too.
Her suffering is over.
No. I wish I was Norman because he died at the beginning of the movie.
Ooh.
No, I
And
wish I
wouldn't
was.
have to be
I wish I was Uncle Ben. I wasn't
I didn't even have to be in the movie. Oh, so
all right,
good.
All right, verdict time. Okay, I think it's pretty safe to say we're all on the same page.
No doubt.
This is a comic
Perfect.
correction.
Oh no.
Best movie Oscar worthy?
Definitely
I'm just
Oscar.
amazed it didn't win one.
Maybe it did.
Definitely did.
It
this
definitely
is a
won some
garbage
Razzies.
movie.
It definitely won some Razzies.
I'm sure it did.
Garbage.
This
Bad
is
movie.
a correction.
Bad movie.
Major correction.
Again,
Throw it out. It actually ended an entire franchise. Another
did.
Yeah,
reboot
it
of
legitimately ended
Spider-Man.
the franchise.
It ended a
Yeah.
franchise. They were
Yeah.
going for more. It killed off the best storyline, arguably, I should say. You are the Spider-Man expert, but arguably the best storyline in Spider-Man. It killed
the
it
death of
off.
Gwen Stacy.
Well, no.
No,
The
the
death
Sinister
of
Six.
Gwen Stacy, which is one of the best storylines, but
That's
it
what I'm
killed off the Sinister
Oh, the
Six run
possibility for
with
the
a
Sinister Six.
possibility for Sinister
It's like
Six.
them just killing
It
Joker.
ruined it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? In all honesty, seeing how they were going to set up the Sinister Six, I'm okay that they killed it.
Yeah, but
It wouldn't have been how I wanted
what I'm
it.
saying is that is so bad.
yeah.
When you were
Yeah, yeah.
planning from the start to eventually build towards Sinister Six, and your second movie kills that opportunity,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
that is bad.
Well, the
you
fact-
know that's bad.
The fact of the matter is, I loved the ideas with where they were going, right? Like, the first movie did a really unconventional thing in starting with the lizard. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
The lizard was
yeah.
fun. And then the second movie, when they announced it during Electro, I was like, okay, this is really great.
Yeah, that's too unconventional.
Right.
Like,
But then they-
not just automatically going back to Green Goblin was a
Right.
really, really smart move.
But then they did. Then they
Well,
took
yeah, then they
Electro.
did.
Took Electro, and they trashed him as a character, and they
Mhm.
did Jamie Foxx disservice. And then they tried to slam Green Goblin.
I
in
said
there.
this from the beginning,
are they
and
doing?
I know you might disagree with it, but even just hearing more on this, I just don't think Electro was a good choice for them to be able to carry as the main villain in the movie. I just don't
No.
think it was. I think that was a
Agreed.
failure from the start.
Yeah.
Electro is not a he is
He's not a mainline villain for Spider-Man as his, part of his
Well,
rogue
he's-
gallery
he's-
of rogues.
He's been part of the Sinister Six before.
Yes, but he's not enough on his
He
own.
needs to be with other people.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
agreed.
And-
Who is
and-
the OG Sinister Six? Let me see if I can name them.
Go ahead.
Electro,
Yes.
the Rhino.
No.
No,
No, really?
no. Rhino's
Are you
not a
sure?
part of the
Yep.
originals. Yes,
The OGs. Okay.
OGs, no.
Okay, so Green Goblin,
Yep.
Electro, Doc Ock,
Yep.
Mysterio.
Yep.
Um,
In different comics, yes.
Yeah.
I thought I was saying the OG one.
Yeah. OG was Mysterio was in the OG.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought Rhino was in the OG.
No,
Really?
no.
Okay.
You're missing two that are easy to grab because they were already named.
The Vulture
Yep.
Yep.
and what was the last one?
No, the last one wasn't named.
Oh no, because
Sandman?
he already got Doc Ock. Sorry.
Sandman.
Yeah. So it's a toss up between Sandman and Craven.
Really,
I can't-
Craven.
I can't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember who. Craven.
But Rhino wasn't.
No.
Nope.
I swear Rhino was.
For a lot of times in the comics, Rhino is just a bank heist dude.
Yeah, he just
Like, he's
he
nobody.
is just a
He's
Wasn't
just
there
a-
like
a
Sinister
heavy
Six
hand.
memes with like Rhino in them though?
Probably.
I know that's not
Probably,
saying. I
but
know it's like saying like
he's just a
wasn't there
thug,
that
man.
history meme or something?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah, but he was
That's
more.
my
He was more of
expertise
just
in
like
Spider-Man.
he was like a heavy hand. He was a bank robber.
Okay.
He wasn't anything really big.
no, no, and he just ran around in a
But can I
literal,
ask
like,
another question really
With a
quick?
horn.
with
Yeah.
a rhino onesie?
Is this coming up movie? This movie coming up
I have a Rhino once.
is that? Not surprised. Is that how you would want the Sinister Six to be set up? Because technically they're using Jamie Foxx
Sure.
and they're using Doc Ock, who that was a great second movie, obviously the
Yeah, sure.
best.
Yep.
And they're using Sandman from.
I don't mind because here's why.
This isn't comic accurate, if that's what you're asking.
Well,
I
so-
know it's not.
Well, no. So there are comics where the Sinister Six are brought in from different
Universes.
for different universes. So it kind of is.
So it's not wrong, but it isn't the
but it's not
pure
as specific.
right.
Right. But they're picking the right people.
Okay.
And they've done those people well. So
well,
I'm okay
lizards,
with it.
but lizards.
Well,
in it,
they're
and Lizard
redoing
wouldn't
the
have been
people
one in
well.
it.
No, but Lizard is one of the original villains.
Was Lizard
of-
in the
he's-
first?
He was in
Amazing
the first
Spider-Man.
Amazing
But
Spider-Man.
he wasn't in Tobey Maguire at all.
No,
No,
not Tobes.
He would, but he.
That was
he
a
is-
Skarsgård, right?
I
What do you
can't
mean?
remember. The guy who played.
guy who played it.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd have to check.
Yeah, why don't you look it up? I don't have a keyboard on this one.
That's fine.
So Lizard has been in Sinister Six before,
No, I know
It's
that,
not
but
the
it's
OG.
not the OG.
which is, but that's fine. There's so many iterations of the Sinister Six. It's fine. I don't
Is
Dr.
Dr. Curtis-
That. Yeah, Kurt.
It's
Kurt
Rice
Connors.
Ifans.
Kurt Connors. I don't know. He was great though. I thought he was fine.
Who are they taking out then, though?
No Craven.
No Craven.
Well,
Man,
maybe there's one
Craven-
that's missing. There's one that's
Craven's
missing.
been alluded to so many times.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, who is? No, I thought it was the other one. We like Jason Momoa as
Oh
the
yeah.
right.
There was another guy who
I thought it
was
was a Rock.
no.
At one time was rumored.
No.
No?
There was somebody else though. You're right. Oh, it was John Berthnell. John Berthnell was rumored, but we don't want that to happen because we want him to stay Punisher.
Yes.
Wait, what was he
Marvel.
going to be?
John Berthnell was
Rumored to
be
be
Kraven the Hunter.
Oh.
He would be
No,
great.
you'd be good,
He would be
but
great.
he needs to
Well,
stay
John
the Punisher.
Berthnell,
the
you could
Punisher.
cast in a bunch of different things and he'd be great. But
He's,
Oh, sure.
He's
Hunter, he
almost
is
a Tom
perfect.
Hardy.
yeah,
Yeah,
but not
and
Tom
and
Hardy, that should be
Jason
Venom.
Jason Momoa I think would be a great Kraven. But regardless, yeah,
Regardless.
this was trash. It was trash, utter
I
trash.
cannot.
Burn it.
Burn it to
Never
the
watch it
ground.
again.
Honestly,
there
I would love to use
anything-
electricity.
So bad.
you've
Burn
asked
it.
me this
Yeah.
at different times. Is there anything
Yeah.
that could have been done?
To
Like,
save
and
it?
I'm not saying you not a bunch of things.
Right.
If you could do,
One
is there
pivotal
one
point.
pivotal point that could be done to fix this? And you can say no, but like I'm
I
actually
would
wondering.
I know.
say-
Aunt May washing his clothes.
that she finds out at the beginning. I would say
End of the
it would
movie.
have to be 2. Can I say 2? It would
Sure.
have to
Well,
be 2.
tell me too, but like that
Okay.
doesn't answer my like
one,
that proves
one,
how much of a garbage movie this
Sure.
is. But yeah,
one. Well, and one of
They're
them
big,
is one of them is
probably.
big. One small. One remove Harry. No reason to have him become the Green
sure.
Goblin.
I can see that.
Remove
I
him.
could, yeah.
That would
He's an
fix a lot of things.
unnecessary
So
plot
even
point.
even if the end of the movie was exactly the way it was in this, and
Yep.
and Jamie Foxx was defeated by overcharging him or whatever, it would have been a better movie than
Mhm.
having Green Goblin just
Mhm.
show up and be this
And there'd be
weird
no
ending.
Sinister
And,
Six.
yeah,
Like,
sure. Yeah, and that would be
yeah.
that would be fine.
And
Remove him.
drop Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, right.
That's all he did. He just
Right, exactly.
Flew up, dropped
John
Gwen
Stacey
Stacy.
and then was arrested. The second fix that would need to happen is make Electro comic accurate, and it'd be good. Make it more of a ground level.
I don't think that's enough. I
But
don't think
here's
Electro
the
by
deal.
himself can carry the movie. Then
But here's the deal: is
But
that they
honestly,
wanted
if they
to,
did that, it probably wouldn't have been as bad.
it
That's
wouldn't
what
have
I'm
been
saying.
as bad.
We'd still be correcting
That's
it,
what I'm
but it
saying.
wouldn't
would
be
be
as
better.
bad.
yeah. So they
I hear
wanted-
what
Was
you're
that the
saying.
big
they
one or was that
wanted
the
to-
small one?
No, that's
that
the
was
big
the
one.
big one because they would have
The
to
Electro?
rewrite the entire story. Then
The
This
Electro.
The whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
would
yeah.
have
The
to be
whole-
different.
So-
The whole thing would have to be
But
different.
because the thing
Yeah.
is, they were
I'd
trying
agree with
to up Spider-Man, like, and make him fight a bigger villain.
Yeah.
and they went the wrong route.
Well, you know what the interesting thing is? Max is clearly incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
People are stealing things from him.
Yeah, his ideas are great.
They didn't play into his intellect, which
No.
is an easy way that they could have rewritten Electro.
That man's not smart.
His power. No, that
Well,
man
it's-
is.
and it's
once he
because-
He's not,
becomes
though.
Electro, he's dumb.
They shot themselves in the foot, though. It was because I think that the whole idea was like his brain was messed up from getting shocked by all those evils.
maybe.
Right.
Like it like fried him.
But
and
what
he
I'm
just
saying
became
is, if he was a
obsessed.
comic accurate, what he'd have to do is then, with the less of godlike powers that he had,
yeah,
he would have had to have been more strategic and use
Yeah.
his brain more
It
and
could've
be
been
able to
fun.
actually. That could have been.
Well,
that
Electro
could have
wasn't.
been good.
I mean, like, once again, my extensive
Yeah,
knowledge
yeah.
of Spider-Man and his villains. Electro wasn't a super smart guy.
Not in
Yeah.
comic accurate,
Right?
but they
Yeah.
could have
He
made.
was
if they
okay.
He was
stuck
better than
with-
your average
yeah,
run of the.
yeah. I
But
would
if they
say,
had
yeah.
stuck with,
Depends on the
if they had
iteration.
stuck with him being incredibly intelligent like he is in this one, but made him more
Yeah.
comic accurate
Right.
with his powers,
the power
that
levels.
could have been more
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
They
I
could have
think it
gone
would've been
with that.
fun.
Yeah.
And then cut out all the dashboard confessional Peter and Gwen crap.
They were so angsty.
Yeah, it was
Do you
super
love me,
angsty.
baby?
No, we
now
do
you're
not.
going with some meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would do anything for love, but I won't watch Spider-Man.
Amazing
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
And I will do anything for love, but I won't watch
do
Spider-Man.
Thanks for listening to the Legion of Comic Correction. Don't forget to check out our other episodes streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts. We're also on the major social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Legion of Comic Correction.
That's right. And make sure to check out our Patreon for exclusive supporter specials at patreon.com/Legion of CC. New episodes come out every week. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, same Legion.